Spooky, scary skeletons. It's after 8 hours. That's right, baby. After 8 hours featuring Yo Boy, JackJack, 1620,
Hello, hello.
and the illustrious JayTI7N. How's it going? How's it going, baby?
I'm tired.
Tired? That's a good way to put it.
Tired,
And
hungry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just tired and hungry? Hungry for like food or power? Hungry for
Food.
more.
Always food.
Oh, okay,
I don't
okay,
give
okay.
a fuck about power.
Hungry for more. I need more. I need
all
more
I
reasons to actually play Pokemon Go. But anyway, well, how's it been? So, it's like already almost mid-October.
It's still early. Like today's my brother's birthday, so happy birthday, Ryan.
Ryan. Let's shout out to Ryan.
Yes.
Would he, Ryan 16 point? No.
No. Ryan was actually a big Zapdos fan.
Okay.
So that's why I think
multi-layered.
Yeah.
We got Instinct represent over here. Legitimately one of the greatest Instinct players to ever grace the earth.
Oh gosh.
Considering there's only 10 of them. And
just insulting us constantly.
Okay. But really though, when I think Instinct, I'm biased, but I think of you. So there you go. Zapdos though. The Zapdos symbol is cool. I like the Instinct symbol is fucking rad.
It is. I wish they do like a kind of a recast of the trainers. Like it's been 5 years, but you don't really see Candela or them really out much. Like it was cool to see them at like GoFest, like the little cutouts of them. But yeah, I think like the team stuff just kind of like
no one gives a shit about teams anymore.
Fell to the wayside, except for when it comes to gym.
You know, on one hand, like being social, being out there and being able to play with everybody, like not caring about teams, I get it, kind of fun. But at the same time, I like the team pride aspect. You know,
yeah, like gives that gang affiliation that you had unconsciously.
That's right.
That like you'd see like everyday moms to like hardcore players, like. So why are you in my neighborhood?
What's the instinct? Is it like Z for Zapdos, one instinct? I don't know.
I like the Z for Zapdos.
Zapdos, you know, Zapdos. Yeah.
Yeah, because then people go like, "What the fuck?
What are the gang signs?"
Yeah, like no one's gonna know.
Yeah, but... I mean, Valor. Valor. You know,
it's like
Valor,
mistakes.
Oh yeah, mistakes. I like that one.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made picking that shitty team. But anyway, no, I would like them. That'd be kind of fun though. Like if they were like, let's go back and create stories. I think it'd be super fun. Never gonna happen. But if like the teams ended up being like the villain teams for the story, like Team Instinct, Team Mystic, and Team Valor.
They just have like a dark side to them.
Well, it's like because you play through it and you're like, oh yes, I'm proud to be Valor. I'm proud to be like, because like in some cases. You know, you look at like villain stories or whatever, and it's like they're not trying, like they think that they're the good guys, right?
The whole time.
So like Team Valor, we think we're the good guys, but we're really literally just burning down villages or something like that, right? But it's for the greater good, and it's just a bunch of immature dingleberries on the team. But anyway, like that's kind of how it would go. It'd be kind of interesting if that happened. But anyway, I don't know how they would be able to bring teams back into everything or make it matter.
Well, I just think
outside of the shitty like. Whoa, Team Valor, you can catch 2 million Pokemon between the rest of you. Instinct, catch 2 million.
Yeah, I think the competitions would be cool. Okay. But I think there should be actually like legitimate prizes and stuff like associated with those teams and what they get.
Yeah.
Instead of like being a global competition of sorts, there should be little things that we can unlock for ourselves.
Yeah.
To push our individual teams to have like more morale, like something like holding more gyms.
Yeah.
And then because they look at the number of players, they'd have to like adjust. But I don't know. I think there could be something cool with it. Like
if you took it, what if you took it like a layer further?
Okay.
To have competitions within your team. So like in the sense of like, okay, so here's Team Instinct. And Team Instinct, as far as I know, has a lot of very dedicated players.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I think Team Instinct, especially in Aurora, there's like you and Dan and all of them. And you guys have like a lot of XP and a lot of Pokemon caught and a lot of gyms and a lot of badges and things like that. Versus like Valor, we're wide, but we're all there's a lot of casuals in Valor, very filthy casuals, and then mistakes are made. So I don't know much about Team Mistake, but we look at but when you no, there are people I love you guys on Mystic. Bad choices, but whatever. But when you look at it, you know, I think about those. So there's like leaderboards. So like, here's here's Team Instinct in your area,
Okay.
and then here's the leaderboards of who would be Team Instinct leaders outside of, like, yes, there's the community leaders because we go out and we like try to put together events and other things like that, but then like just stat wise, and a lot of that stuff is like stuff that we track third party or we have Discord bots for,
Yeah.
or whatever, that can read your shit. You know, had like the self cards back in the day, those type of things. But it'd be interesting if Niantic developed an in-game system to help track and kind of, if you want to be competitive.
Like amongst like your friends list, I think would be like the starting point.
Yeah, and
but then like within your area, like as much as I hate Niantic going to Twitter all the fucking time because I don't like Twitter. And then after the whole recent thing with like Facebook and they got fucking outed. That shit was classic.
That was good.
But it would be cool to like use different social media platforms or just Niantic's own little website to showcase that. So you could be like, in my little area, like Aurora, where do I rank amongst like my fellow players?
Yeah, I'm low-key surprised there's not like TikTok used more via like Niantic or companies like that.
Well, yeah.
Like where's the Pokemon Go TikTok challenges?
I don't see many
other than the ones we'd have to create and make go viral somehow. But like like I feel like they could push that kind of stuff. Like and then
I think that'd be the better platform to do it. Like Twitter is good.
No, it's not. It is not good.
Weird saying that. Twitter has its perks when it comes to social outreach. True. I give it that. Do I personally want to get involved with it? No.
They should use LinkedIn. The greatest social media.
LinkedIn, I feel, is like slept on. But like, it's one of those things where when it comes to community outreach and things like that, like TikTok right now is something like, we even went to go check out like a local dining facility called Clawful.
Oh my god, how many times have you sent me videos on TikTok that I've learned? Yeah, food, sure, whatever. But I learned more about what's in our city or our area from this. And like Clawful, shouts to Clawful, wonderful little Cajun restaurant over there in Lakewood, in the kind of the middle of nowhere, tucked behind a sushi katsu and a McDonald's. Check them out if you get the chance. If you're in the area,
it's good.
Clawful. It's great food.
Get the desserts.
The beignets. Oh my gosh,
those are so tasty.
Those are so good. But anyway, but we learned about that through TikTok. The same with like Domo. If you guys have heard the story of Domo, it's a Japanese like country restaurant here in Denver, and like it was doing pretty well before. They had a bunch of like usual customers because it's like tucked away and you never see it. It's not advertised or anything like that. But because of this TikTok, we learned about it. It was like, oh my god! And then they got huge like immediately. So it's like, it's really interesting to see. They had to close down and renovate to be prepared for that kind of level of business. But point is like TikTok helped teach us more about that kind of stuff. And like TikTok, obviously, you know, a lot of people will be like, well, you guys are fucking boomers. Like you don't need to be on TikTok or whatever. But like I like it for those aspects. Even Brandy comes up to me with TikToks or talks about TikToks. That she learns about our area as well.
Yeah.
It's not just dances and challenges and stuff, but it's a very diverse and interesting platform that I feel like if you're a content creator, for instance, you should use TikTok to get yourself out there, like especially like streaming and things like that, because it's massive. But
or if you're just curious about stuff and you don't care enough, but you just want a little bit of exposure.
Yeah.
TikTok, whatever mysterious algorithm they use, it's very similar to like, I feel like Facebook and the rabbit, or not Facebook, YouTube and the rabbit hole you can go down.
TikTok's so easy to go into that rabbit hole. I was gonna say disclaimer though. There is a TikTok rabbit hole you can fall into. I don't even use TikTok that much. I mainly use I downloaded the app because like you'd send me videos, or I'd see TikTok videos. A couple of my other friends send me videos from TikTok, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. Like I like a lot of the comedian TikToks or whatever. So I'd be like, oh, okay, I'd like to see that in the native app instead of whatever. But then like you look at it and like I'll let the next one autoplay, and I'll let the next one autoplay or whatever. And like you said, there's some kind of crazy algorithm that's just like, I'm actually kind of interested in like the life hack. Like I learned how to tie like my extension cords up easier because of a TikTok, like because it's life hacks and stuff like that. I learned about like your cleating expertise, things like that. Whereas like it's such a weird, interesting platform. And again, there's it's another platform where there's pros and cons. There's pros and cons to Facebook I'm not a big fan of Facebook, but there's obviously pros to it and there's cons. Same with Twitter. Twitter is a cesspool of the internet. It's one of the many cesspools of the internet. I'm there for booties, bitches, and video game stuff. But
Oh my
like
God.
outside of that, like it is what it is. No, but yeah, so like TikTok's the same way. It has pros and cons, but so far I've really enjoyed the pros because I've been able to kind of curate things that I learn about the city. And again, we like to go like explore through our stomachs a lot of the time. So I
Definitely
was like,
travel on
dude,
stomachs.
the nice thing about going to see restaurants or whatever, we get to play Pokemon Go, get like new
Yes.
stops, maybe even potentially new nests. I haven't looked for
Yeah.
nests in a long time or cared
Like
about
I think
nests in
like
a
by
long
my
time.
house there's an Eevee nest, but then when we're at Clawful they had a Pokestop there, so I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
So you
And
get
then
good grub, you're supporting
yes.
local businesses, and you get all the items you need, or well, not all of them,
Yeah.
but you get a bunch of
And
items you
I'm
need.
obviously I'm not gonna peer pressure like restaurants to get like a gym, but like places like what was it?
Piper in.
Like Piper Inn, there we go. Like they requested a gym because like the store or the restaurant owner actually plays Pokemon, his son plays it,
Yep.
and they really enjoy it, and I'm glad that they do. And that's like a place like again, if it has a feature when it comes to Pokemon, I'm actually a little bit more inclined to go there and chill out. So like even like I was at Heroes yesterday after I played a couple of hours at AMC, and AMC was just like bombarded with like
It was like car seat
emergency. It was like a car
inspections
seat
or something. Yeah,
inspection. The fire department was doing like
like a fundraiser or something.
not necessarily
Oh,
fundraisers, but more of like educational like presentations of like fires, so like the effectiveness of sprinkler systems and not sprinkler systems. So like me and Joe Buttmunch were just like hanging out because I was like, well shit, I can't set up my table, and he was there walking his little dog, and I was just like, so we just linked up and we just stuck together, and we were watching the demonstrations and just watching like fires blaze, and we're just like, oh shit, and we're just like sharing stories. And I'm sure the people who are recording and doing like, I guess like legitimate like more business focused stuff was kind of like, dude, these two fuckers aren't shutting up, and we're like,
hey, shut the fuck up! We're
just
trying to record.
we're just like
Yeah.
off to the side just bullshitting. And then we ran to Dotman X, like he showed up because there wasn't too many players, but it was like beautiful weather.
Yeah.
The Xeriscape garden area was gorgeous because it was just a spectrum of like reds and greens.
Yeah, we're in the thick of fall / autumn right now.
So
it's gorgeous.
It's
especially
beautiful. If you haven't been there, go check it out because it was gorgeous.
Yeah, like if you can't make it to the mountains, everyone likes to go check the changing of the aspens or whatever.
Yeah.
You got a local place right there, AMC, the Xeriscape Garden, gorgeous, absolutely fun.
So it was there, and also Joe, thanks for the gifts. They're beautiful. Love them. Yeah. And again, we also talked about the scavenger hunt, and we talked about
Scary
podcasts.
Terry's?
Yes. So we're in week 2 of the Scary Terry scavenger hunt.
Ooh.
I actually need to post up the answers for week 1.
Okay.
But I think we had like last I checked, it was like 7 or so people turned them in, which is good. I think
That's
especially for like your first time around.
And people like once you get it out there, like, hey, this is what you get out of it, or that was actually pretty fun. I think more people will take part in it. So
yeah, and that was part of the kind of the discussion Zach and Joe Buttmunch were having, was just kind of like he really liked the history of it, and then also just got more into scary stories. So Joe Buttmunch was telling me how he got into like the Wendigo stories, and I was like, yes, like
let's go.
And then we got into like just sharing personal scary stories, which I think maybe for the next podcast, I'd like to kind of get into like lessons learned from scary stories, just like in general.
Oh, like JackJack 1620 survival guide.
Yes,
to life.
Well, no, just from scary stories.
From scary stories,
like what I've learned from scary stories, and just go into like
we're watching you.
Oh, fuck that! Like Kimberly's story. If you ever
Kimberly's story, that's a good one.
That's on YouTube. If you've never seen it, just go on it.
It was good.
It's a good you'll know it's the one because it's like 40 fucking minutes long.
Hey, but they're good listening.
They are, and like the coach who's telling his story, he has his own style, which makes I think more interesting because he's humorous at the same time. He's telling you like he would it's not he's trying to like entice you or get you scared. He's just like, hey, this is some shit that happened.
Yeah, Here's an
So
honest,
here you go.
account of everything. And it's like, because we, in the years past, we talked about like scary stories with Pokemon and things like that too. And like it always puts into perspective how terrifying the world would be if Pokemon were real.
Well, and it's just like in reality itself, like we in America are definitely like shielded by the illusion of safety, I always call it.
True.
Where we don't think bad shit could happen to us here. Even though bad shit happens all the time, like all around us.
Yeah.
In our little area where we just have our game and we're just walking around places, like I think we kind of tune out and we take those little warnings that Niantic always puts on our thing for granted.
Well, you got to remember, there's a reason why they added those warnings to the game.
Oh yeah, and that was something like we were talking about, like even at AMC, like a fellow Joe was stabbed
in the head.
There and in the head while we were there for a fucking community day, and I was actually just like recounting the story. I was like, man, like he was just there hanging out, enjoying the day,
he was
like
vibing,
the rest of
literally
us.
just vibing with Pokemon. I wasn't playing Harry Potter too.
Well, I know Harry Potter was out, but I don't think he was playing because he had his, I believe, ex's son.
Oh, okay.
With him, and they're all just like enjoying the game.
They're enjoying, they're vibing.
Yeah, like I remember he was like a younger kid, like he was like young teen.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, just comes out of the fucking woodworks and like chaos like kind of ensues, and I just remember like being in the grass, like what the fuck is happening? Next thing I know, someone's like running up to me like, Jack, Joe just got stabbed. I have like his brother's number. I'm like what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Like, and like making that call, and I'm glad like I had like RA, so resident advisor training, to like kind of like be calm in the scenario. And I remember like calling up his family members like, hey, I'm Jack, like, and they're just like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit's happening, your brother was stabbed, and they're just like what the fuck? I'm like, cops are here, stuff's being taken care of, but like just being able to function in that sort of like immediate change.
If you're worried, Joe's okay.
Yeah, Joe is fine.
He was perfectly fine.
Yeah, he was making jokes.
He was already joking about it. But it's one of those things, like you said, and that, not to say that that's a normal occurrence. It doesn't happen at all. But it did happen. It is one thing that, one of very many things that can happen. So, like you said, always be cognizant of your surroundings, and we're going to have a special, we'll call it the JackJack 1620 survival guide featuring snippets from JayTI7N.
Yes.
But yeah, no, like
I'll probably be having drinks too and just reading this list of shit I've learned and like
fire going.
Well, maybe I think that'd be really cool, but just kind of like lesson where I kind of heard it, just like brief, and then just kind of go through the list.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be fine. But anyway, getting back to it, like so that was on your community day, right? That was on. So you're going through. That's cool though, like that you're able to just kind of share stories like that and hang out. Like I said, the community aspect is the greatest part of Pokemon Go, because as it stands, at least in my honest opinion or humble opinion, however you look at the IMHO, is the game's a little stale. So there's the event, the Zarude event is about to end today.
So by the time this podcast comes out, it'll be ended.
Yeah, so the Zarude event will have ended, which was, it was okay. The best part was the rufflets.
Yes.
Because those are hard to get. Fun fact. And I love little rufflets and little shine.
Well, and see, like, I just wish, and again, this is just personal preference, I don't expect Niantic to do anything about this, is when you do missions at Pokestops, I kind of wish the missions, they had more than one mission for you. So if you're in a smaller area, or say you're just a lazy fuck like myself, that likes to just stick in my little neck of the woods, in my little neighborhood, that I can just get like maybe 3 missions from one stop.
That would be cool.
Like you complete it, and then it gives you another mission. So that way you're not just like bored.
So you're not saying walk up with an empty slate of research tasks.
Yeah, and just like
spin it once and you get boom, 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 all 3.
No. Like you have to actually finish the mission.
But once you come back to it, you can get a different one, as opposed to coming back to it and only getting
like I think that'd give me a little bit more incentive to do like to just walk my neighborhood or just walk around my area, because once I finish like the 4 or 5 stops missions that are in my area, like that's it. I don't get any more missions. And yes, I understand Pokemon Go is to go outside, but I am outside.
Yeah.
I'm just in my little neighborhood because again,
to that point, you know, I find myself when I'm Pokemon going, I go to the stops around the corner, like the little park over there. I spin some stops and I pick up some items. I'm walking my dog, and then that's all I ever want to play with Pokemon Go because, like you said, there's no incentive for me to go back over there. And like, yes, I can go walk the rest of Aurora if I really wanted to, but for the most part, like I said, I'm not really incentivized to do it.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if I spun that stop, made my round around the block or the park or whatever, finished that one task because it was like, you know, use 5 berries to catch Pokemon or something, can go back to that same stop because I'm going back there anyway, get a new mission and be like, oh, I might actually be enticed to play it. Like, don't be afraid, Niantic, to just overload people with that kind of stuff. Like, more Pokemon, more tasks. Like,
yeah, obviously don't have them all like raid based.
right.
That's a paywall of sorts that I can understand, like Pat's thing about that, where I shouldn't have to pay to like do certain things. So like certain missions should require you to do a raid, but it could be a little extra incentive, I guess, or make the perk worthwhile instead of like do a raid and you get a Larvitar. Like you're just like, yeah, we already have enough Larvitars. Make it something worth it. So it's like I do a raid and make it like a legendary I could potentially encounter. Like mix it up in that way, but like that's just again my 2 cents when it comes to that. But
I mean,
with
I like those 2 cents.
Going back to the whole Zarude stuff, so like Rufflet was like pretty much the only perk if you like to me, because like you, I'm not a big fan of like the monkey mythical or whatever he's considered.
Zarude.
And I know it was to compliment the movie. I'm not,
which is a good movie.
Not bashing it in the slightest. I didn't even watch the movie. I'm more focused on like haunted and scary shit right now. But now it's just kind of like we have kind of like this lull until we get to the fall event, which they haven't even announced.
Yeah, because they're doing the announcement of the Halloween/fall event.
It'll probably be like Wednesday or some shit.
I think Tuesday.
They're gonna, as soon as we post this podcast, it will show up, and
yeah,
that's usually
how it goes.
It's usually the thing. So it'll be like,
oh, we talked about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, then I'm like, surprise,
talked about all this new stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, whatever, bitch.
But either way, you know that means you know, it's good for you. Whenever the podcast drops, that means there's also news about to follow it. So
yeah, so I'm anticipating like another Pikachu variant.
Okay.
Per usual. Hopefully they'll bring back some of the older costume boys, because again, I missed my chance, just like the boy back here, like little shiny, like little costume
Charmander. Yeah.
Yes, I want him. I want this.
The
and then like I love the Squirtle. He's dope. I would love to see
Lucario.
Yes, that'd be amazing. But then obviously, like my boy right here in the title, I would love to see Mimikyu.
It's a perfect time for Mimikyu. I don't understand why not.
It's the perfect marketing Pokemon. Like, just throw them out there. There's no reason not to. But again, it's Niantic. Niantic doesn't always go hand in hand. So
what are your
my dreams?
What are your Squid Game costume Pokemon?
If it's Squid Games, it obviously have to be like Tentacool and Auxiliary, because they're brave octopuses and Tentacruel.
Yeah, Squid Game.
That'd be amazing. Yes, I think Mr. Mime would have to be there for the
like a trainer pops up and it has like the circle hat or circle mask.
Oh God, but
it's like, you want to play a game type.
Like shit.
Oh no. But anyway.
Yeah, like stuff like that. I'm anticipating. Yeah. I know like Garatina's supposed to be back, and then right before my birthday, I think we're gonna get Darkrai back. So October 22nd is when Darkrai comes back. But what else? Yeah, I'm just like mission wise, I don't really know what kind of missions they would have, other than like obviously transfer candies, extra candies. I really want them to do some shit for legendary XL candies.
Okay.
Of some sort. Like I get like Mewtwo, Articuno,
I still want
or maybe even
shop.
Just more in general. Candy shop would be dope.
Let you lick the lollipop. That's how the song goes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, candy shop. Let me trade in my candies for some XLs.
When we were over by the Sundial at AMC, we were talking about just having a berry bag.
Berry bag would be nice.
If we could...
If it wouldn't eat up all my fucking item space, you know?
Like...
Or a ball bag. You fucking ball bag.
There should just legitimately be a separate thing to where you're not always having to trash your shit. Just like Halloween, like I don't want to trash candy. I just want a bigger fucking bag.
Think about the RPGs. So the OG red, blue, and yellow, right? It was one bag like we have in Pokemon Go. And you had to scroll all the way down the fucking list to get to whatever you wanted. Shouts to that 6 slot because that's the one you can make infinite with the missing no glitch. But anyway, I can't missing no glitch in Pokemon Go yet. So I'm stuck going through my fucking item bag all the time. When... in the not too distant future in the Pokemon games, they gave your bag slots or other compartments for berries, for balls.
Well, it's funny
for key items.
We talked about that too yesterday, and it was basically what it comes down to is like, for the coders, is that beneficial for the coders to do? Does that make their life easier?
Yes.
Or does it just make the gamer's life easier? Because for coders, you want to give them more incentive. Because what would it do for them in the long run? Probably nothing. But for the users, the long-term investors who are helping support this game, it'd be great. But I think Niantic just focused on like what would be easier for this and what's the immediate turnaround for themselves.
How can my ROI be as high as fucking possible? ROI, return of investment.
Okay, I was just like...
as high as possible with the least amount of input.
Yes, and so that's why I think Niantic can learn lessons from like other companies like that have made, who have thought too short term. So like, sadly, I have to put Blockbuster in that. Like when Netflix and things like that were like, hey man, we want to work together, and Blockbuster's is like, ha, peasants. Like no one will ever go to streaming. And now look what it's become. Like Blockbuster, I think the last one just became like an Airbnb.
Yes.
Which is dope for the nostalgia factor.
Well, and that's the only reason it still exists as an Airbnb is because of nostalgia, not because of the business. So
so I just don't want Niantic to fall victim to that mindset of just looking at immediate investments rather than like long term. Because again, you have players like Niantic celebrating their 5th year, like congrats. But look at the game. Look at Pokemon itself. It's celebrating its 25th. So if Niantic wants to live like that, get to a 25th celebration.
The perfect year, by the way, just throwing that out there. There's the perfect year for all these great innovations and celebrations and stuff, and Niantic squandered it. Because like celebrations, for instance, sorry to interrupt, but like with the 25th anniversary of Pokemon celebrations, there's a new Pokemon card set that just came out. Obviously, Pokemon cards are fucking insane right now. Shout out to Dueling Land. They always got the hookups. But Celebrations is a new set that came out, and what I love about it is they printed out various slew of cards that are just like when those cards came out in years past.
I got my Charizard.
Exactly. So you open up some Celebrations pack. And like you open up the pack and you're like, these cards are fucking sick because like it's the nostalgia factor, but it's also literally celebrating Pokemon's history, because like you said, 25 years is no fucking joke.
Yeah,
Pokemon is older than a good chunk of the people that are playing this game.
It is. And the one thing that they had, so they also have a couple boxes. I forgot there's like Dragapult, there's a Charizard
Lance
box.
And Charizard,
yeah. So there's certain boxes that are like $20-ish, but inside the thing, and I wish Pokemon just continues doing this, is they give you the boosters, and then they give you like a little card booklet to put those cards in.
Yep.
Instead of you having to go and buy that shit extra. I was just like, and it has a Pokemon, I was like, bitch, why don't you just do this all the time? Like, I would gladly buy if I could just store it immediately in something.
Yeah.
Why not?
I was just looking at my binders.
Yeah, like, not to say like buying your own binders is bad, because you can find some nice ones.
But it's like the convenience of it, first of all. Secondly, it's
like I look at it from like little kid perspective. Like little kids aren't necessarily going to go and buy the binders, or they're going to use whatever hand-me-down stuff their parents have from baseball cards that are long dead.
Well, so there's a convenience factor, and there's like keeping it in theme. Like I love keeping my things on theme, or like there's there's a method to my madness. So like I'll use like I know the audience can't see, but I have a shelf full of Magic cards over here. And I have various binders over there, and I know exactly what cards are in what binders because there's a certain theme to how those cards were put into those binders.
Fucking nerd.
So it's like, so using Pokemon as an example, like, hey, I'm going to put all of my fire Pokemon in a binder that's fire colored or has fire Pokemon on it. Like the cover is just like every fire Pokemon ever like designed or anything like that on the outside cover of that binder. I like that kind of like synergy. So when it came to like the celebrations box, I think that was really cool, like you said.
Oh yeah.
That it came with like a little thing, and yes, people are there's the hardcore collectors that already have their binders and boxes and whatever probably don't give a shit about that little booklet, but I thought it was really cool.
And see, one thing I wish Niantic could do, and again, I think just to bring the whole Pokemon
world
medias together.
Okay.
So you not only have like obviously Nintendo with the games. You have TCGs, which does like their own thing. They have their own tournaments and things. And then you have Pokemon itself. And you have Pokemon Home, which kind of links Go with Nintendo. But it'd be cool to get a link from Go to the cards. They already did the Willow card, which I thought was cute. But it would be really cool for like Niantic or for the TCG to even be like, hey, within a few booster packs, you might get a little QR code that you could scan.
So do you remember?
And get little prizes or get cool things. Like, I would love that.
The e-reader?
Yes, I remember.
So bring it back. Back in the day, was that Game Boy Advance or Game Boy? I think it was Game Boy Advance. There was like this little thing that you clip onto your Game Boy. And the TCG cards, the e-reader cards, and they had other e-reader cards too, not just for Pokemon, but like the e-reader TCG card would be like a typical TCG card, but then on the side there's a special barcode-esque thing that you swipe through that e-reader, and then you would get like certain things in your games or whatever, whether it's like run into that Pokemon in the wild. Imagine that, like you opened up a pack of Pokemon, like you said, and then like it could be like there's always an ad card in there in every pack, and usually the ad card is like, hey, use this code to get an online booster pack or something like that to play the game online. Magic Wizards, you should fucking take some cues from that. But anyway, we got so when it comes to like the Pokemon packs, you get that ad card. Well, imagine that, like it has a QR code, you can scan it. Oh, I can run into that. Oh, I pulled a Weedle card or whatever, but I can scan it and I can run into Weedle, or I can scan it and I can run into Darkrai, or something like that. Like
you could make it random,
kind of like connection there. That'd be fun. And you'd also levy the use of the AR technology, of which Niantic is very good at. And then also like just everything feel connected and worthwhile, because it's value. It's about value for a lot of people. I'm going to spend money on a game or something like that. If I can get multiple levels of value out of it, I won. I feel really good about my purchase or whatever. And that's with anything, but you can definitely do it with products like Pokemon.
And see, like, I love the value that like now how we're able to transfer stuff to Pokemon Home.
Yes, that's wonderful.
I love it because now, like, I was telling Stonewall, so Stonewall's my roommate. One thing I really like to do is transfer over Pokemon to it, and I try to actually utilize that system. So like I was telling Joe yesterday, I was like, as much as I love Community Day, and like yesterday I caught like 19 shiny Duskull, which is like phenomenal. But what am I gonna use all 19 for? I'm not gonna really use them too much. So like I'll keep my few prize boys. So I think I actually got like a 96 IV shiny. So I was like, beach. So I was like,
I was gonna say at this point, like what Community Day shinies, like I shred more than I do anything else with.
But at least in Pokemon Home, I can send them there, and then I can global trade system them out to just other people. So not only do I get a transfer candy, but it actually has an afterlife. It can go do something instead of being in the morgue that Professor Willow has whenever he grinds up your boys. So like
he doesn't grind them, he just
he murders them.
That's
he does something to them because you never see them again. But at least when you transfer them to Home, they can have
there's a second purpose, right?
Plus,
because then you can throw them on the GTS.
Yes. Oh my god. So that's what I was like going to get to. So with the GTS, so that's the global trading system that the Game Boy games have, or Switch games have.
That Home should have.
Yes.
Just throwing that out there.
Homes have it.
Sorry. That Pokemon Go should have.
Yes.
Is what I meant.
And what it does is basically you can put a Pokemon there, you could search or you can request. So if you have a Pokemon, you put it up there and then you're like, I want this. And you can give it like, I want a shiny, I want a form or a haircut style. Or I just want this variation of this Pokemon for my Pokemon. And then people have access to this database. They can search the Pokemon they want on their end and then find someone who might have a Pokemon that they have. And then just immediately it'll do the transfer.
Ta-da!
So you don't have to worry about meeting up with people in person. It's literally just like you set your roster and then you set your request and then you just leave that shit alone. So like yesterday, because of I'll just say my airfare connections, I had a Furfro that has the Pharaoh trim.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So because right now the heart trim Furfro is pretty hard to get, which
Literally
again,
impossible.
I was just like, and I was researching it yesterday. I was like, what the fuck do I need to do to get a heart one?
Uh-huh.
And it was like, go to Pokemon X, which I was like, I have Pokemon X.
Uh-huh.
So I think I know what I'm going to be doing the next couple of weeks.
Nice.
So I'm going to go to that because I'm anticipating, again, just my forecast for Niantic is that they'll do the heart trim Furfros around Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
I'm an impatient bitch. Like, I know myself. So I'm going to find a way to get the heart trim ones while I can because a lot of people don't have X or Y for some reason. Or again, some people just got into it and now they're just like, there's all sorts of people worldwide who are putting up shiny legendaries and things for heart trim Furfros. And I'm like, but yesterday I was like, let me look. So in the newer games in Sword and Shield,
Yep.
There's a ice horse. What is that ice horse's name? It's like Gallistar?
I don't remember.
It's an ice horse. It looks really cool. It looks
All I know is Calyrex rides it.
Yes, that goat thing with the giant dome.
The giant dome goat.
But
yeah.
The ice horse looks like it was just like Frostburn. It's like, and it's just like ice. It looks dope. But anyways, I was just on it and I was like, let me just take a gander. Because I wanted to just gander just to see.
Mm-hmm.
And someone was requesting a Furfro with the Pharaoh cut. And I was like...
For the ice horse?
For the ice horse. So I was like, done. So I got the ice horse. I was just like,
let's
shit.
Go.
But I was just, like glancing at some of the other Pokemon that they have, and there's some Pokemon in there. And again, if you're one of those few people that like to kind of dabble in the multiple different mediums of Pokemon.
The Pokemon multiverse.
Yes, in essence. That might be a route for you if there's certain Pokemon that you have easy access to in Pokemon Go but are hard to get in other games. Just transfer that bitch over.
Why
not? Or if you're just like, I really would love a shiny Pokemon in my game and I haven't ran into it, but I run to them all the time and Go, just throw those over and then you could put them in the breeding center. That would increase your chances of getting a shiny. Ooh. And again, obviously within the Game Boy games and Switch games, they actually have more logistics when it comes to breeding, so you have to do like by types and certain like meeting things like that. Exactly. But again, if you're involved with that, you probably already know that, so I don't have to dabble into that more. But you at least have that extra shiny.
If you want
extra shiny chances, how to breed.
How to breed.
But it's one of those things.
Come back to after.
Or if you want to put that shiny Ditto to use, or say you got more than one shiny Ditto.
Okay.
Transfer that over to home and transfer it to your Sword and Shield game.
Yeah.
Use that and help yourself out.
Like you said, you can. Your Pokemon in Pokemon Go, like you said, the 19 Duskull I don't need.
Yeah.
They're shiny. Like, yeah, one was 96, but the rest of it was like a 37, or whatever.
I kept my baby one, of course, because I'm not a monster.
But I don't need all those. So hopefully they can go to a home that I feel like people would appreciate. And home's a decent way for that because that kind of system doesn't exist in Pokemon Go yet.
Yeah. And obviously, just to kind of keep a note when you transfer stuff to home, it is only just base Pokemon, so it can't be a Shadow. It can't. I don't think Purified can transfer. Costume Boys can't transfer. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then just know once it gets to Pokemon Home, there are certain games in Home that like what games those Pokemon could then transfer to.
Well, and it's got like a nice little UI. It'll let you know. But like for the most part, it's nice because like you said, there's an interconnectivity there. And again, you give your Pokemon second life. Otherwise, they just go to the fucking candy shredder, and that's all you ever hear or see from them. Again, from that point, all I'm saying is Niantic. These systems exist, and it's nice that there's a third party, or there's a way to get around or through that system. However, it would be doubly nice if you just put it in the game. Like, give me GTS where I can just send out a costume boy that I don't want anymore. And I don't give a shit what I get back. I don't care if I get Rattata. In fact, I kind of miss Rattata.
I miss Paris.
Paris just like popping up, little mushroom dudes. But it's like little instances like that where it'd be fun. I think I also love the chaos of it though, so that's why I'm always a very big proponent of it. So chaos. Yeah, because like I'll send out. I don't care. I'll send out all my fucking shiny Lugia.
Well, and I think that's awesome because then you could also like just random trade. Or what was it called? Well, you have GTS, which is just global trading, but then what's the random one?
I don't.
Well, either way, those are features, and again, that's part of I think like what eventually we lead to with Pokemon itself, with Niantic celebrating its 5th year. If Niantic wants to see its 25th year, changes how they made, like the Pokemon trading card game itself has went through massive changes. That game came out when I was in fucking elementary school. So that was like 19...
We got them banned at fucking Clyde.
But it was one of those things where it's like, it was awesome. I think it also taught us like how to barter better. Because I remember like when the kids like picking up my little brother from daycare, and I'm walking, I see Johnny on his bike, and I'm like, I thought I heard Johnny had a Charizard. So immediately like, hey Johnny, never met you, I'm Jack. I heard you have a Charizard, and he's like, I do. What do you have to trade? And I was like, man, I got like shiny Poliwrath, I have a Venusaur, and I have a couple of other things. And he's like, I'll be down to trade you that Charizard if I could get one of each of those. And I'm like, knowing my brother has a bunch of extras, I was like, bet. So like, those are things like I think were great for the trading system, but then obviously the game has evolved. Like there used to be back in the day, back when Toys R Us existed before it got sold out and then bought again, whatever that whole history is. They used to have like the tournaments. They used to have tournaments at Toys R Us, and we'd go there, and we got to see kind of like how much bigger the universe was, and it kind of made me feel like back when I first started with Pokemon Go, it was just me, Justin, Justin's sister, because she would play, and we'd go just walk the neighborhoods, but we weren't really involved in the community. And people like Murphy's Laws and Herb, and then we're like, hey, we've seen you guys before. And we're like, yay.
Well, and then
and then we got involved, and we got to see like the world beyond just ours. And I was just like, this is dope. And now and
then we even hosted a regional tournament.
Yeah, the regional tournament was fun.
Which is crazy.
Meeting people from like the Boulder teams who came down. And some of them were just like, yeah, we thought you guys were basically just like frat boys, but we actually like you guys. I'm like,
oh no,
oh my God.
Frat boy myth. Let's go.
And I don't even mind because we just knew how to have fun. Like, and we obviously thank Heroes, thank Piper Inn, like all those facilities that hosted us.
That all happened because of this game. Right?
Yes,
and like you said, and the game itself has evolved, and it can continue to evolve. It's just like sometimes it does feel like Niantic's just doing the bare minimum to just keep it going. It's like, oh, what do bitches like? Bitches like dogs? Here we go. Here's Zamazenta and Zacian. Oh, bitches like shinies? Here's a little dusting of shiny. Even though we can release all these shinies, even though like if you want to see all those unknown shiny, we could do that, but we're not going to.
Yeah, like these safari events are coming out. Like there's gonna be more like there's like Philadelphia, Liverpool, and a few others, and like the roster doesn't look bad,
Philly,
but it could be fucking better. Like I don't even know if they have a chance for shiny unknowns. It doesn't look like it. It just said like here's all these unknowns that spell out Liverpool and Philadelphia, which that's a lot of letters.
Philadelphia is a lot of letters.
But at the same time, how come they can't be shiny? Or I remember hearing from people who did like those safari events, and they're like, yeah,
in the past,
the premier Pokemon, the regional Pokemon was only through researches. And I was like, it kind of gave me the same sentiment as like And again, Go Fest itself, fantastic this year. My only qualm was that Popstar and Rockstar Pikachu were just everywhere. I wanted more of them.
You got two of them?
Well, yes, but I wanted more.
I wanted more, and I wanted
a shiny one.
Yeah, that's like, what?
Why not?
Those are featured Pokemon. That was your thing. Like, and I get it. You wanted it to like be your companion or whatever through this weird storyline
of music. It's always music.
You know, good. I would like a different storyline than
I want a Raver Pikachu.
Like, and I understand like Meloetta. I guess it's kind of weird that they did music with, was it Jirachi or whatever?
It was Mellow. Yeah, no,
the year before.
Yeah,
because Meloetta almost makes sense with music. She's a musical Pokemon.
Yes.
But like with Jirachi, it's like it's the wish maker. It has nothing to do with music. Anyway, it just open your third eye. You know, decalcify your pineal gland, whatever.
Do something.
So, but yeah, no, like you look at it and you're like, okay, cool, thanks. In which, again, for GoFest, I commend him for trying to do a story because we've been ranting and raving. I want a storyline that'll have me invested in Pokemon
and
Go more.
At this rate, I think just doing Scary Terry the Scavenger Hunt, I'm more motivated now just to do all the stories that I've wanted Niantic to do and just be like, fuck you guys, I'm just going to start doing these own things.
Yeah.
And like, even before like that first week of the Scavenger Hunt, like there's already support just from the community. Like, thank you for doing something fun. There's been other people like, man, I wish this was in Denver. And I'm like, it's coming soon, beesh. Like, we're gonna plan that shit out. And I'm excited for it.
Either that or Denver peeps can just step it up.
Well, I'm not expecting them to, but I'm going to be like, look, if you guys, I think Denver, I think in our own community, when we actually talk amongst each other, we have a fuck ton of skill sets amongst ourselves. Like, I do engineering and art. Like, we have an architect here who does well more than architecture. Like, the fact like we've dabbled in all these things and like, we know like awesome pool cleaner services who do plenty of other social work. We know like people who work for the city. We know people who work for the state. We knew people who are like risk management. We know personal trainers who all play these games. We know like all sorts of engineers. So like, let's be real. A lot of graphic designers and stuff of that nature. If we all just came together with our common interest, which is Pokemon. Like, I don't see why we can't do something cool. And same with Niantic. Like, obviously, they like the income and they like the business that we do.
They like the income.
Well, they have to. Like, income is definitely a perk, especially if it becomes so like abundant, where income and stress from that lessens, it increases your quality of life. Like, if you're not worried about money, like. That's always nice. And obviously with Pokemon, it being a free app, but there's still a lot of stuff, it makes people enjoy it more.
Well, I mean, like, just the fact that Niantic made, it's like $1 billion company based off of a free-to-play game, that's kind of nice.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, there's always things that they can work on. Someday I would just like to see more than the bare minimum. Because even some of your most dedicated content creators or dedicated players are just kind of like, yeah, I'm doing it because like at this point it's almost like a sunk cost fallacy, where like people like look in there, it's like, well, I played it for 5 years and I did this daily, I might as well just keep it up. And as opposed to, I actually want to open my Pokemon Go app today. And like I'm not saying that's the case for everyone. That's not the case for me. I do like having it open to like I said, when I walk to the park or walk Mungo and Little Tater Tot. I do like having it open to still just catch Pokemon because it's fun, and I love Pokemon.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, there's just like nothing there quite yet, and like.
Well, and that's why I kind of wish they do stuff like they did when they were trying to get old players back. When they're like, if you have Pokemon from 2016 between August or between July and August, they can be lucky, guaranteed.
100% lucky, yeah.
Why not do that for Pokemon?
Limited to 10.
Why not do that from Pokemon from 2018? In the first 10 you do, get it. Or because it's the 25th year, you have 25 chances. I don't know. Like, obviously, I know Niantic doesn't want to give you like 25 luckies. But like, something like that would be dope, or just 10. I would be like, You're gonna give me 10?
Yeah, and like I'll meet you halfway, Niantic. I know you greedy bastards like money. Okay, so like when it comes to like the global trading or breeding, if you're gonna make me buy like a breed pass,
I would be fine with that. Like an
I'll buy.
SSN trading pass, like that. Like again, to keep it game themed, an SSN pass that lets me be able to trade with someone, whoever. Yeah. Or again, they can do something cool and make it to where you buy this pass, it takes you to a lobby, which then if someone else is in this lobby, which could be geographically some middle like area, like you basically like spawn us to a same location so we can trade. I don't know if that's something like technology wise that would make it easier. I take it whatever lets people be able to battle regionally or battle from worldwide in one spot.
Yeah.
Do that same thing for the trade. I don't know what that's taking. But...
And I know it'd be a lot of power, a lot of phone power, and
again, charge us for it.
I guess, yeah. Well, I was gonna say there's another feature I'd like to see is like I want to see other trainers on my map.
That'd be kind of cool.
Like, so I could like, oh, I see JackJack's running around with whatever your partner is right now.
Arcanine.
Arcanine. There you go.
My boy.
Oh, Jack's running around with Arcanine on my map. I can tap on him. I can interact with his Arcanine.
And keep it to just like your friends, obviously.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be every trainer.
All I could think about was literally just like I'm playing Pokemon at night, and I see like a random trainer, and I'm like,
just like it's like in front of your house, just standing there.
Yeah, I'm like, who's that?
Well, it's like because you've seen have you ever used Waze?
Whose?
Waze. It's a GPS app like Google Maps.
Mm-mm.
So if you've ever used Waze, and those have used Waze,
what I have in mind, what I've seen, where people like I see like little icons, like these big-headed people are just in like little areas, and they're like, "What are you doing out there in the ocean?" And someone's just like, "Oh, I'm just drowning."
But I'm just drowning, just big chilling.
Just like, but I just imagine it like that, but like Pokemon at night, I'm just like playing, and I just see like a trainer like.
To your point, that is a good point. I would like to keep it to just friends.
Yeah.
But essentially, when you're on Waze, so say you're this.
Can you show the phone?
I don't know if it'll pick this up. Yeah, it's just gonna into the ether.
That's cool. I like it.
If I was better at video editing, I'd say, well, look right here. There's Waze. But those of you that know Waze, I'm just showing JackJack real quick. Okay. Essentially, it's like you're on the map, and then you see other drivers that are also using Waze on here, and then they'll flag like, oh, there's a cop sitting right there waiting to speed trap you. There's an accident up here, etc. Yeah, so it just reads your GPS data, it reads your like your Google Maps data.
That's a thing?
Yeah, it's a real thing. And so like I was saying, like with Pokemon Go, yeah, technology's terrifying. With Pokemon Go, if you had your friends, like it'd be kind of cool to be like, oh, JackJack's in the area. Let me go.
Let's go hit him up. Let
me go bonk
him.
And like, yeah,
let's go get food.
Obviously, it'd be a feature you could turn on and off. You don't. It's like because it's the same as like share your recent catches with your friends.
Or like the online feature that
Niantic put in. I think I'm always offline, but anyway.
Well, and the online feature is dope because then that's when I get invited to the raids the most because people are like, oh, you're online. But I'm just like, I forget.
You know what you could add to that though? It says I'm online. You could add just trade from fucking anywhere. All right, Niantic, get on it. I just don't understand. Anyway, but I think that'd be kind of fun. Just like I love shit that populates my game more. Like I said,
well, I like multifunctionality.
Multifunctionality is also fun, and I want to be able to pet Jack's Arcanine.
That'd be dope.
Okay.
I'd be like, if other people could feed
Arcanine Poffins, because I don't use Poffins on my own Pokemon. They don't earn it.
Oh my god, but would it become your best friend?
They don't earn it enough? No.
What if you're able to befriend someone else's Pokemon and just like take them? You're like,
I don't do that because everyone else would best friend my Pokemon before I do. I'll be real sad.
You'd be like, no.
They're like, stop neglecting your fucking Sylveon. I'm like, but it's there. It's cute. And you're like, you don't do anything.
Because they take it away. You're like, no.
Yeah. Like I said, I would just dangle the Poffin in front of my Sylveon and then throw it at Jack's Arcanine.
Arcanine would love
Arcanine got it.
Arcanine's like, fuck yeah.
No, but really though, those types of things I feel like are in the realm of possibility. Definitely, if I can if I can see people do if you want to sponsor us, by the way, Raid Shadow Legends, which has like 10,000 fucking characters in it, like you could do shit like that in Pokemon.
That's like okay. So because it's their 5th year, what would be your top 5 little changes you would like Niantic to bring to the game in the next?
We've already discussed it. So
which one? Like obviously breeding.
Okay, breeding. I want a gym/raid overhaul. I want to be able to also defend my gym, like actually fight the fuckers that are
Okay,
fighting.
I'll make that a 3rd.
But that's part of. I was saying that's part of the gym.
You gotta separate.
You gotta separate that.
Yes.
Well, I don't know what an overhaul would be then. I just think the gym and raiding system.
I think like you're just fixing it and making it look aesthetically better.
But the gym and raid system is just booty cheeks. But anyway, okay, so we can count that as 3. So breeding. I'm gonna count breeding and global trading on 1 though.
Breeding is different.
Fuck it then. That's 4. I don't think okay, let's go with it. Those are 4, and then 5. I want a story. I want an actual story. Like I know and keep the events. Do the events on top of it. Do the fucking Zarude event or whatever on top of a story.
Okay. I can feel that.
Okay, those will be my 5. Fuck it. What about you?
I want to definitely global trading.
Okay, booty.
I want more customization with your characters and Pokemon.
Oh, costumes and stuff?
Yeah, I don't see. I think.
I'm telling you, if Pokemon Unite can do it, Pokemon Go.
I think like an SSN feature to let you do more regional things and like be able to just go to other events without physically having to go all the time.
Yeah.
Because again, I think ADA and all those things, like I think that's important to still get those players. Like I still remember back when we had the kids who wanted to play who were in the hospital. And like the trainers who went and picked up their phones to go do shit.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was amazing. And to me, I think for events like that, like if a kid wants to play, like I should be able to be like, and I think that'd be even cool for Niantic to do would be like a sponsored player event. So if there's players who can't do it, you just like put it into the pool, or part of like Niantic wanted to help like, what was it? Like black businesses and things like that, like we're part of the BLM movement where they're like, we're going to dedicate part of our funds to go to that. I'd love to see like them to do like how they have like Make-A-Wish Foundation for kids like that in hospitals, like play from home for kids who are in the hospital. Like if I can make a little donation, like I know part of my purchase to Niantic to coins, like to feed my addiction, was also going to help a kid enjoy their time when they're in the hospital. I would gladly fucking ship that shit in. I'd be like, yes, give me, like, I will pay for part of that. But, so like, some sort of, like, pool fund that Niantic, or, like, we can pick a social cause to give our funds to within a game purchase, I think would be great.
So more opportunities to give back to communities. Got it.
The 5th, I think, and again, this is just more for like a personal nostalgia, is that I can have more than one buddy and more photo op opportunities with AR features, like to actually utilize the AR system. So like kind of like with, I think back to like when you would win the Pokemon League, how you get your photo with all your little buddies.
Oh yeah.
I think like your best buddies or like your top team, whoever you have marked as like tagged as like your team, you could take pictures with them in a group setting, so you can set it off to the side and be able to take like group photos together. I think would be a really cool feature.
And like,
something small, but I think it would make a world of difference. Like if I could be in my setting and I have like all the costume Pokemon, I'm out trick-or-treating with like, say like my younger nephews, and they're just out, my Pokemon are just playing on us and we get a picture.
That'd be great.
That would be really fucking dope.
Yeah, I agree. I like those. I really like those. And like you gave them the modest option of 5 years. I want that in the next year. No, but realistically though, like as Niantic likes to drag their ass on certain things and other things they do, they, like I said, they respond quickly in some aspects, mainly when it's hurting their wallet.
Protest people.
But they, and there's some things that they could work on. And I understand, like you said earlier in the cast, like, programming is not necessarily easy. Yeah. And they're not going to want to pay people to program just little bits of shit so we can have a little bit better quality of life. They're going to want it to be meaningful. So, but I think everything we've discussed thus far have been like meaningful things that I would like to see in Pokemon Go. Like I said, it would just give me, I'm looking for more reasons to want to dive back into it. Because I haven't, felt like that same rush of wanting to go out and play in a long time. Even with like, like a new Pokemon for Community Day or whatever. It's like the same old shit. And like the best part of Community Day isn't Pokemon. It's we can set up the table. We can see people in the community. We can talk to people. We can share scary stories. We could talk about fucking Magic the Gathering. We could do whatever, learn more about our community. But I caught 19 Duskull. I didn't catch any Oshawott because I was busy. But like whatever. It's like the Pokemon when the Pokemon becomes secondary, um, or even tertiary, is just like okay, like I'd like that to be a little bit better. So I think that's been a big issue for me
Yeah.
in general. And like I said, I still like opening the game and playing it. I just don't play it very long. I play it in bursts, and I play it like enough to do whatever I need to or whatever I want to. But whatever I want to ends up not being a lot because it's just like, okay, well, thank you. Like for Zarude, thank you for the rufflets. I love rufflet.
Yeah.
I love
Ruffle was
that.
amazing. Cutie.
Everything else is whatever. So
Yeah, like the Pikachu with the hand little like Whelmer thing. I'm glad. Thank you for the second opportunity
I want
to get a
delivery
shiny.
Dragonite. Anyway, the Dragonite with the fucking
He
bag
that
that
would
like
no
that zooms.
no again. There's so many really cool Pokemon that they can do really cool things with. Even as you were saying, like, what am I gonna do with the 19? I was like, how dope would it be if you certain community accomplishments? Like I know I see Facebook pages like the Pokemon Go Aurora page, for example. They give little perks for like what's the heaviest Duskull or like
Yeah.
whatever that you caught. Like if there could be little in-game prizes for your participation during community day. So it's like, hey, you caught over 100 Duskulls, we're gonna give you 20 extra large candies for
Yeah.
this. If you caught over 200, we're gonna give you this. If you caught 400 plus Duskulls, we're gonna fucking make it rain XL candies and all this other shit for you. Like,
So
make it super cool. Okay. Like you want it as like a sub bullet, like a little like a pinky, like an extra digit.
Yeah, it's really its own thing, but yeah.
Okay.
I want it.
But
I want better community support tools. So what I mean by that is when we have something like a community day event, which is going to be driven by different communities and doing different things, have us be able to set up as like as an area representative or something like that, and then we get like a check-in code. People can come to our table. They can buy our pins for various causes because we usually do charitable causes or whatever. Do that whatever, but then you can also check in, and that means when you're going through and catching 300 fucking shiny Duskull or whatever 300 Pokemon, it tracks that, and then like congratulations on your community doing this because, like you said, because you caught 500 Duskull in 2 hours or in an hour or something like that. Everyone that participated gets extra large candies, or everyone that participated gets here's an incubator for your hard work.
We give you quadruple the Stardust.
Yeah,
or catch for the next hour. I'd be like,
now that because so then let us create our own challenges for our community, but using the in-game assets. Like we can like I said, all it has to be is like a check-in. Like you do it with obviously there's a process going through when you do like the affiliated gyms. So like Piper Inn, for instance, Jed over there went through a lot of hoops to get a gym at his restaurant. But every month he can set a 5-star raid. Every month he can do that, and it incentivizes people to come participate with him and be part of the community. But I feel like those are tools that you can give community organizers. Let them be able to organize that kind of event, and then help you with your game, and like maybe we can create our own little community day event. Like not everyone wants 3 times XP. Maybe this community wants 3 times Stardust, and obviously try to balance it. You can't just do 3 times Stardust every fucking community day, as much as I would love to.
I love that. Too.
But like if you're a community organizer, you're like, okay, this year we'll do it with Stardust, or sorry, this month will be Stardust, next month will be Experience, but then the month after that you can go back to Stardust, and you can play around with it or whatever. And then, like I said, you can even take that further and have people vote for community days, like really vary it up. So, like, say Aurora is like, we voted for Charmander for the 50th time for no real reason, but that ended up being the vote. But Arvada got Scythers because there's
I would head there.
because there's a new there's a Scyther community day, and there's going to be a new Scyther evolution.
They decided to give a golden Scyther
in Project Arceus or something like that, So then, like, that incentivizes me to go take part in other people's community days or communities, etc. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun. But those types of tools, it doesn't have to be as robust as I'm explaining it right now. But over the next 5 years, something like that, I think would be really fun to have. And obviously, like I said, there's going to be balancing issues. There's going to be like, oh, this one person who's like registering as his own community so he can get all the benefits for himself. That's going to happen. People are going to abuse systems or try to abuse systems. But I think the overall majority, greater good in this case, I think it'd be really beneficial. So anyway, that was one that I wanted to add as my bonus round.
Hey, no, I don't think anything's wrong with that. I just know, again, I like the talking with the community stuff has been, I think, the most enlightening part of playing this game.
Absolutely.
Because it lets you know what people's interests are. Obviously, we know protesting does help get some stuff started because it combines passion with action in that regard to get certain things done. So like getting us our distance back, like that took some effort and a lot of fucking complaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again with Niantic, and I just, again, good thing to go forward is I would love you guys to continue to have this game. I'd love to see, I don't know how crazy it'd be to be playing a game for 25 years, but at the same time, like my nostalgia for Pokemon, like I've been on and off with Pokemon, but again, my love for Pokemon hasn't teetered.
In 25 years, your phone will just be an implant in your brain.
Yeah, but
you can see everything in your eyeball anyway, and you can you'll be able to do this, and Arcanine will be right there.
Amazing.
And my Sylveon will be dead because I haven't given
it. was neglected.
Yeah. Anyway, we got anything else left for the people?
Well, main thing just to get to is, again, with spooky season, please just make it something super memorable. Like, I would love the Pokemon game activities, like itself, to be one of the things I look forward to in October. Instead of just another costume Pokemon, I love the story to be great. It to be integrated. Like, I loved having the music. Music is fine, but I normally have my phone on mute. So having other features to the game to make it cool would be awesome. So like your photo ops could have like Gengars or ghosts. It could have like maybe Gengar will show up in the background as you're doing things.
Was that meme shit's haunted or whatever? Like,
shit.
Yeah, like Willow comes to you and is like, oh shit, I got attacked by a ghost. He's in the hospital. Why is he in the hospital? We have to investigate. It was a Gengar that just ate his nutsack or something, whatever. But, like, I think it'd be fun. Yeah, I would love to see that. I'd love to see another layer to it. Will it happen? Likely not, but we can still put it out there. If it happens, cool.
Yeah.
If it doesn't,
whatever. Or like have a Gengar imposter have like a ghost show up.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Instead of Willow, it's just like a Gengar. He's just like, hey. He's like, I have a mission for you.
But it's just Willow, and then like at the very end, it like flashes as like a Gengar smile or whatever.
Well, I think that, yeah, there's just a lot, and I want this next event and just things in general, I hope have a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
Fun, creative investment in
Have a Drifloon take my character on the map up into the air and then delete Pokemon Go from my phone. Thank you. That'd be the scariest. Yeah, do some interactive things with Alexa. So when I wake up on
God no.
Alexa. It's just Gengar,
No.
Anyway, yeah. Well, that'd be fun. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Right on.
Looking forward to the fall.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to fall. Next episode will be fun. And then ultimately, shouts to Pokemon. 25 years. That's insane. Celebrating Pokemon. 5 years for Pokemon Go is crazy. Niantic had their own anniversary this year as well. It's not the same as Pokemon Go because they've been around longer, obviously.
Yeah.
With the Ingress and then other shit that they've been doing. I think it's actually like a long time. But anyway, shouts to all those milestones because that's huge. 25 years is a lot for beloved franchise. And we look forward to 25 more. And like I said, I'll play Pokemon Go in 25 years if it's like implanted into my corneas or whatever. I don't care.
They just think like when they think you're just like senile, you're actually just seeing all your Pokemon buddies. You're like, let me just.
I'm like, why is there still only 8,000 Pokemon storage spots?
No.
Yeah. Anyway, we love you guys. Yep. Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Bye.